to show you guys, and I might actually be selling these. So let me get this open and I will show you what she is. Yep. It's all about that Snussycopen life. I always kind of hate new shirts, but Snussycopen, in a look, they actually gave me crap for this because they said it was trademarked, because it looks like a Copenhagen can, but nobody cares about Copenhagen. So these are going to be the new shirts. So I'm actually going to stand up so you guys can kind of see. I know, like, the room is a mess, but, like, would you guys rock these? Like, seriously, would you rock one? Alright, so I'm actually going to put in a pinch of dip before we get into this, but I wanted to let you guys know, because I feel like it's not necessarily a big thing for you guys to know what goes on in my personal life, but in the same token, I feel like you guys need to know. I haven't posted for like the past 3 weeks, because actually this morning, today, the 24th, my grandfather that we used to live with, literally right across the street, he passed away at about 1:30 this morning. So it's been kind of a rough night throughout the whole night. It's been a lot of just spending time with him over the past 3 weeks, so I hope you guys can understand. But let's get into today's video. Actually just changed like the height of my chair and dropped it down a little bit and kind of adjust the camera view. Did you guys like the lower sight? Anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much. Let's get into today's video. Let's get back into the, I would say, 3-4 videos a week. Let's get back to it. Let's keep grinding. Let's get to 2,400 subs. We can get there relatively quick. I know it. Alrighty guys, without further ado, today we are going to be talking about the 6.4 Powerstroke. Now, as usual, we will be going through specs. We will be going through, the power, all that different stuff, the years that they ran through, everything like that, and some commonly known problems. All in all, the 6.4, obviously you guys know my opinion on all of these videos. There is some joking around, but it's supposed to be pretty factual as to everything that goes into it. So obviously, with me having a Duramax, I'm not being biased on any type of way at all. I like Powerstrokes. My dad has a 6.7. My dad used to have a 6.0. So let's get into it, and then towards the tail end, we will have some exhaust clips, we will have some acceleration clips, and just random stuff thrown together. So there's actually only one YouTuber that is actually kind of local to me. He's only like a half an hour away that I know that has a 6.4, and that is Send It Steve. Steve and I have talked previously, about different things and potentially, meeting up. And I actually asked him if he would want to help with the motor swap in the Dale Marrow that's downstairs. For those of you guys that don't know what the Dale Marrow is, it's my 92 third-gen Camaro that I bought wrecked and then I completely put back together, and it has a 305 right now, but I'm going to swap an LT1 into it. But you don't see a lot of YouTubers with a 6.4, and it didn't dawn on me until I actually looked into the year span of the 6.4s. The 6.4s only ran from 2008 to 2010. So you only had, technically, it would be 3 full years, 2008, 2009, 2010, where you could buy a Powerstroke with the 6.4. So another interesting fact about these 6.4s that I'm learning as I go. The 6.4 was actually the first engine introduced in the market that utilized twin turbos, which is crazy. Obviously you've seen trucks that have twin turbo setups, but they were twin turbo from the factory. Now 08 was right around that time frame where we were dealing with all the emission shit everywhere. That's why when I always say when I eventually go to upgrade my truck, I would like to get an LBZ and just kind of stay in the 06, 07 range, just because of all the emissions, especially being in PA. It's not that they're hard about it, but I don't know. I'm not big on like all the new fancy, nooks and crannies and everything that goes on in the trucks. But the 6.4 came with, let's see here, it came with 350 horsepower at 3,000 RPMs, and it had 650 foot-pounds of torque at 2,000 RPMs, which are good numbers, in comparison to my truck, which is obviously a little bit older. My truck is an O2. The torque numbers are a lot higher than mine. They actually have 150 more foot-pounds of torque than my Duramax, which is, that's awesome. A lot of speculation went into like these motors because obviously the 6.0 was the 6.0. Now the 6.0, a lot of the problems have been fixed. Everything has been, corrected, and there's a lot of 6.0s out on the road today that don't have nearly the issues as what they had. But the 6.4 was like Ford's way of bouncing back from the 6.0 because they had how many years of the 6.0, which was like the second half of '03 to 2008, really, where people were like mixed emotions about the 6.0. So the 6.4 came in with like this new outlook with the twin turbos, and it was like, okay, let's see how this goes. I'm actually going to throw in an exhaust clip here so you guys can hear what the 6.4 sounds like. Alrighty, so even though it was the cleanest and most powerful motor supplied to Ford by International, it'll be the last kind of sequence of that, because then they switched over to the 6.7 in the 2011 model year. Now the emissions equipment on the 6.4 was proven to significantly reduce fuel economy, which was like the number one stem of problems that people would complain about with the 6.4s. Other than that, they were known to be very reliable, and they had decent power. Like I said, they didn't have near the issues that the 6.0 had, and that's not saying that the 6.0 is not a great truck. Each people have like their different opinions on certain motors, certain brands, certain whatever. I mean, truthfully, I told you guys before, when I bought my Duramax, I was doors wide open to anything. Whatever popped up that I felt like I could potentially deal with, I could work with. That's what I ended up doing, and obviously I got an LB7. Obviously being a Duramax, but these 6.4s, all in all, they're not bad trucks. Okay, there's a lot of people that will say specifically, Chevy, Dodge, whatever. They just bash on Ford. Okay, the 6.7, which we will end up doing a video on the 6.7 eventually, I think the 6.7 is awesome. And that's not downing the 6.0, that's not down in the 7.3, that's not down in the 6.4. The 6.7 has been out since 2011. My dad has a 2011, which is the first year, obviously, of it. And my dad's truck is, honestly, it's freaking awesome. I would take my dad's truck over my truck any day of the week. And I'm very, very big on just kind of going with the flow. The overall appearance of the Fords, they look like freaking tanks. Like, let's be honest. So with that being said, I would totally recommend buying a 6.4. One of the biggest things that I want to push out from all of these videos that I make about the sad truth, or whatever, going over different vehicles, is that at the end of the day, you're watching this video because you are interested in that certain vehicle. Don't let people convince you that, oh, it's a piece of shit, oh, you're gonna run into problems, oh, it's a Ford, oh, it's a Chevy, oh, it's a Dodge. At the end of the day, go with what you want, truthfully. And if all these clips that I'm gonna throw in here at the end, if that's something that you like, that's something that you want to wake up to every single day, that's something that you want to drive, go chase your dream and go get one. You know what I mean? So, there's not too much detail, obviously, other than, 2-3 years worth of the 6.4. That I don't think that, Ford necessarily had to get rid of it, but obviously having a lot of complaints due to all the emission stuff. Now, keep in mind, the emission stuff was fresh. That was right in prime time when all that emission stuff was going on. The 6.4 could have potentially still been a motor that was going on today, and who knows, maybe if it didn't have to have all that emissions crap, where would the 6.4 be? So we're going to finish off this video with a bunch of different clips. If this was your first time watching a video on my channel, guys, I hope you give this video a big thumbs up. For those of you that didn't see, I actually did put a Ford sign on my wall. So if you guys have anything that you guys want to see on the wall, let me know. I'll put it up on the wall. You guys want to send me something, let me know. message me on Instagram, comment down here, say, hey, I got something that would go perfect over here, or something that would be, you know what I mean? Just let me know. I'm going to utilize, all that stuff. And if you guys have anything that you guys want to have back here, you can permanently be a part of the channel with it being on the wall. So until the next time, do not forget to subscribe, tell your friends, enjoy the remaining clips. Hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow.